Hey everybody, what's up? It's Friday. I'm Saturn Dave, and this is Traino Co. And this is Shiro
How's
Show.
it going, guys?
How's it going?
This is the SHIRO show. I learned something interesting today.
What?
Did you know that if you Google Marvin Gaye's greatest hits, you will get the entirety of the album What's Going On?
Is that right?
Yeah, because
the entire album is gold.
Is a hit. Yeah, literally every song perfect.
Agreed. It's one of those. I think we were talking about that before. Like what? Nirvana, Nevermind. You know, we agreed on that. Several of the Beatles albums. Pick one. They're all like that.
And then any of them is a good. I actually have to say that my favorite Beatles album, I've been going back and forth, and it's probably gonna have to be Abbey Road. I know it's cliche to say, but like
no,
either that or Rubber Soul.
Yeah, same. Wow, we have like identical tastes. I was gonna say Rubber Soul or Abbey Road are probably my choices. I do love Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour. Those are both great albums, but I probably would say Abbey Road or Rubber Soul.
But if you think about it, does Magical Mystery Tour actually count as an album though?
It does to me. What? Like I've got the whole thing with the like fold-out jacket and everything.
Oh no, because technically in the UK it was released as an EP.
Sure. Okay.
So that's where it gets. But they count it officially as an album now. So I guess technically you are right.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
album, excellent.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, man. You're such a nerd. You're always getting
you want to get even nerdier? Where are you on the mono versus stereo argument?
What, that it's called monaural instead of mono? Like some people say monophonic.
No, I meant like the mono versus stereo Beatles. Where do you lie on? Like, what do you listen to?
Right. Well, I know where you do because you just bought like that mono remaster thing.
No, I bought that years ago. This was the stereo box set I got.
Oh, that was the stereo box set you got. I don't know. Why can't you have both? I mean, if you're a real nerd,
I have both.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you don't limit yourself if you're like a real nerd.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. But most of the time I do listen to the mono versions. But the stereo, there's some pretty fire. Like Rubber Soul's pretty fire mono. I think Help is really fire mono.
Yeah.
Sorry. Rubber Soul and Help are really good stereo. Really fire stereo.
Sure.
Sgt. Pepper's has to be mono for me. Magical Mystery mono.
In high school, my brother had. We're getting way into the weeds here, but in high school, my brother had there is like a black line on the top of Pat's camera thing. I'm gonna fix that. But in high school, my brother had a Mustang, like an old Ford Mustang, and it was the kind where like there was one speaker. There was like a stereo. It did have a cassette deck, not an 8-track. It was like one of the first cassette decks and radio, but it had a mono speaker like right up on the dash. That was like the only sound, and we would play the Beatles on there, like the old mono recordings, because it was appropriate.
Perfect.
And there we go. Now there's not a black bar above Pat's head, some arbitrary black bar. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
Anyway,
also, do you? I guess one more album. Do you count Smashing Pumpkins? Was it the Infinite Sadness? Melancholy Infinite Sadness. Is that a top for you too?
It's got a lot of hits on it. It's almost all gold. I don't know. It's really hard though. You know what? It's kind of like this. Like on Metacritic or on whatever game ranking site, like when they give a game like a perfect score, like a 100% score, you could probably count the games that qualify for that on one hand, or on two hands. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of great games out there, but like a perfect game, one that's almost like beyond like rebuke on any level, and that's the thing, is where I feel like Nevermind is there, like every single track on that album. Now I might be biased, but I just kind of feel like there isn't a bad track on that album, and I feel like that definitely goes for several Beatles albums. But even with Smashing Pumpkins, there's a couple tracks that I'd probably skip ahead. But it is an almost flawless album, I think. I don't know. People might disagree with me, but Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Dark Side of the Moon's flawless. Agreed. That's for sure. Actually, I have to argue with people. I think the Wall is probably not as good as Dark Side, not even close to being up there.
I'm with you.
Because there's a lot of stinkers on the Wall.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like,
Dark Side.
Sad. Yeah, Dark Side's the best one. It's kind of sad though.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared to have this conversation, so now I'm like trying to think of like what other albums would qualify for that. We need to come back to this. Is it just me or is Dave a bit glitchy today? Am I glitchy? In the
You look fine to me.
No, the audio though.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll have to listen to the audio.
Okay, well, yeah, it could be. They're also saying that there's extra green, and that's probably coming from the light bouncing off of my green screen. I love it how like the people watching are like getting involved in like the presentation. Let me see if I can actually fix that. Let's go.
You do that, and I'll answer Shadow Mask.
Filters.
Yeah, top albums: Nirvana, Nevermind, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Where the Beatles were like, it was like 3 albums, like Rubber Soul, and Abbey Road.
That helps a little bit.
Am I forgetting any of the other ones? Oh yeah, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Great album.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think another. It's hard. I think maybe those are my perfect albums that I just listen to throughout and just be like, yep, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
actually, there's only one Nirvana song I actually do not like on that album. It's Lithium.
You don't like Lithium? I mean, it's not the best track on the album, but it's good. Hold on a second. So we have Night of Dragon and Emerald in the chat with us. Do you guys want to say hi or just like say, hey, what's up? They're in the chat.
I wasn't prepared for this. I was still trying to figure out what was going on vis-a-vis music.
I gotcha.
Oh,
what would you say your perfect album is? Since you can come in as the Patreon, because you're our top Patreon. What do you think your perfect album is?
I don't really do albums. I listen to individual like tracks, and I have like objectively bad taste in music anyway. So like I listen to like metal and video game tracks, and maybe sometimes like electronic crap.
What would you say the perfect video game soundtrack is if you had to pick one?
I mean, Sonic Adventure would have like the most variety and also consistently not bad music, but
that's
like video game music can get pretty bad.
I actually agree with that. I probably Sonic Adventure 1 as well. I actually do not. I know it's controversial, but I actually kind of prefer Sonic Adventure's 1 soundtrack to 2, in my opinion.
The thing is with 2, every character's on a theme, so they only have like 6 actual songs that they just kind of vary in different ways. Like it's that not literally, but more or less like figuratively, they're all the same exact genre with the same style and the same kind of like notes and progression and stuff. So like after a certain point, you're just listening to the same sounding song and it sounds fine. But like if you go to Sonic Adventure, like they didn't have the butt rock thing like entrenched.
I love it.
Yeah, but I just thought it'd be kind of a cool little off-topic thing. We'll put this like as a extra thing. Where it's like, oh hey, I was talking about music.
I will say,
so
Phantasy Star Online, perfect soundtrack.
That one's good too. But does that count because it has a lot of songs from different games though?
No, I'm just talking about the Dreamcast version, like the original Dreamcast version. That thing is almost perfect for me.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of those, yeah.
But I would agree. Oh, go ahead.
It's consistently good, but it's the same problem where video game music in general is designed not to be listened to, but to be played in the background. It's designed to like set a mood and get you in the right headspace and keep you focused on the game.
But you also don't want to get tired of it. You know?
What?
You don't want to get it needs to be something you don't want to get tired of. And with like PSO, right, you definitely could get tired. But there are so many different themes. You know, there's like a different theme for each area of the game that you go into, whether it's a shop or the bank where you trade stuff or where you get your missions or where you go into the loading screen. It's just really good. For me, it's almost perfect, but I definitely hear what you're saying. Like, it's not
to me. It doesn't have enough variety to warrant listening to without interspersing it with something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is a weird opinion to me. I think Resident Evil 2 is probably my favorite video game soundtrack. I must have listened to that album through 15 times.
Wow. Okay. I think it's a great game, but I don't know enough about that soundtrack to have distinct memories of it. I will say one modern album that's only come out with like within the last decade that I think qualifies is Kendrick Lamar, How to Pimp a Butterfly. Like, I think that's almost a perfect album in terms of like a rap album.
I do need to listen to that one.
It's
I
good.
heard College Dropout is also good as well, but I've never listened to that one.
Yeah, that one is one that I think a lot of people consider a near perfect album. But yeah, like concept and everything like that, and message, and just going from beginning to end, like the entire thing is cohesive and well woven, you know, with like almost like a play with like 3 scenes, or you know, and it's just really, really good.
Oh, another good one is from the decade, speaking of the new ones, is Gautier's Making Mirrors. That album is like so many good bangers on that.
I guess Shadow Mask is an emo fan. He said Black Parade. Yeah,
So two games just came to mind in terms of like something that's infinitely listenable that won't get old, and I would say that's Near Replicant and Persona 5.
Oh,
I have a
What
grudge
about
against
Persona
Persona 5,
4?
so I'll have to withhold my opinion. But the
Wait, you don't
music
like
is a
the
banger.
Japanese thing?
No, I like the music. I just don't like the game.
oh, you didn't like Persona 5? I thought you were all about that game.
I was about Persona 4.
Yeah, me too. And I think the soundtrack for Persona 4 is excellent. I have that thing on. I have that thing on a mini disc, and I blast it. I blast it often.
Weird, same.
Yeah, you have it on a mini disc. Do you have it do you have a gold disc? I have like a gold disc with like a label art and everything.
I do have a yellow one.
Yeah,
I think I put it on a different disc though, but I'll have to do that later.
High Fives mini
I
disc.
do have Persona 5. I do have Persona 5 on red disc though, so
That's all. Oh, that's very apropos. And then Persona 2 or Persona 3 would be blue. Would be like a blue disc or something, right? Okay,
and
man.
you can do Persona 1 and purple, but yeah, we can probably start the news. Sorry about that, guys.
What the hell happened? We're like way into the weeds here. We need to bring up the browser and talk about news.
Sorry about that, guys. But hey, music is our passion.
Music
I
is
Dave and I.
Yeah. Like that's something that Pat and I have in common. We're both musicians. We both love music. We both love weird, obscure audio formats. I don't know if they're weird or obscure. They're obscure now because they're obsolete.
I don't know if vinyl is obscure and weird though. But
no, it's not really.
And cassette.
Yeah, vinyl really has come full circle, like more than any other format. I mean, cassette is obviously, it's been making a comeback for a while. Mini disc, I don't know if it'll ever be anything more than a niche thing because it never was to begin with. You know, it was only a niche thing to begin with, but you know, anyway.
Vaporwave scenes bring it back.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's why I love, that's one more reason to love the Vaporwave scene.